Hey everyone, Andre here, and welcome back to the Diary of an SAP Consultant. Today, we need to talk about something that's on the mind of many SAP consultants and businesses. We're gonna talk about the end of maintenance for SAP ECC on 2027. Is this date really set in stone? What has SAP officially communicated on this topic? And if your company is still running ECC, what should you do about it? Let's get into it. First thing first, SAP has indeed released an official communication on this matter. If you go to the SAP support portal and scroll a bit down, on the innovation commitment for SAP S/4HANA, you will see here the official communication. SAP will provide mainstream maintenance for SAP Business Suite 7 core application until end of 2027. This offboarding phase will be followed by an optional extended maintenance until end of 2030. So yes, the deadline is real. Now, if you jump on LinkedIn, and search for the term SAP 2027, you'll be seeing a bunch of articles in relation to this topic, many with a lot of shares and a lot of likes and comments as well. So this topic is pretty discussed, at least on LinkedIn. As I was recording this video, a recruiter contacted me and she was looking for a highly skilled, experienced SAP basis administrator to focus on private cloud customer centers. So yeah, as you can see, this deadline is creating new opportunities in the market. Let's move on. The big question is, do you need to move from SAP ECC to S/4HANA? If you want to stay on a supported SAP version after 2027, then I might say that yes, you have to migrate. I came across a very interesting YouTube video on this topic. It's a video shared by Eric on his main channel. He's debating the fact that your company might not want to switch to S/4HANA as an ERP system, and he's trying to offer a solution if you still want to stay with your old ECC system. Let's see what he has to say.
The first thing to consider is that there's an easy way to extend maintenance and support beyond 2027, and that is to look at third-party maintenance and support.
So he's proposing a third-party maintenance and support. That could be IBM, Deloitte, Atos, or maybe his company as well.
There are a number of different third-party providers out there that provide just as good maintenance and support for R3 and ECC as SAP does, and in many cases, it's significantly cheaper to offer that support. And the good news with third-party support is that they're not incentivized to try and sell you new software. They're incentivized to try to help you maintain older versions of the software.
Usually when you are in a company which offers support or services to a customer, you want that customer to invest in technology so you can have more services sold to him.
If I wait an extra year or two, or I go a year or two without SAP support, is that the end of the world? For most organizations, I would say no. Now, it's not ideal, but it's probably not the end of the world. And so I think the key here is to put things in perspective, to not think too emotionally about this and think objectively about the fact that there are ways for you to continue operating in your legacy environment while you're implementing your new solution.
As an SAP basis administrator for 10 years now, maintaining your system without SAP support, I don't see it as a viable solution. You can run into infinite amount of issues, and a lot of times you have to open a ticket with SAP so that you can have at least some guidance on how to solve a problem. Okay, moving on. Let's say that you have made a decision to migrate from SAP ECC to S/4HANA. Where should you begin? SAP provided a guide, a clear roadmap on how you can approach this migration. So if you access me.sap.com/roadmap viewer, you will get this page and you can explore all roadmaps I have already saved my favorite here. It's SAP Activate Methodology for transition to SAP S/4HANA. If you click on it, you will be taken into SAP Activate Methodology for transition to SAP S/4HANA. So this is the transition to SAP S/4HANA roadmap. This roadmap is intended to guide the project team in an implementation project for SAP S/4HANA on-premise. Here we have a resource. It's called the Roadmap Summary. We can open that. It will open a PDF. We will see all the information that we need in order for us to convert to S/4HANA. So for example, those are the phases that we have to go through in order for us to successfully convert to S/4HANA. Discover, prepare, explore, realize, deploy, and run. Now, if you go back into the roadmap viewer, you have a tab here called Content. You will see all the phases that we talked about before, but with clear actions that you can take in order for you to have a successful conversion project. So for example, this prepare phase, I have detailed it as well on my LinkedIn profile. I'm going to show it to you right now. So under my profile, under posts, it is called Conversion Guide SAP ECC to SAP S/4HANA. You will see that under this prepare phase, you have the SAP Readiness Check and Simplification Item Catalog. Use the following tools to do your project planning. A roadmap viewer, which we talked about previously, is the first thing that you need to access in order for you to start your migration project. Then you have the ASU Toolbox Application Conversion System, focuses on the application view, and it is therefore a complement to the more technical oriented conversion tool. You will find it under this note. And then you have the SAP Readiness Check for SAP S/4HANA. If you're wondering what this SAP Readiness Check is mainly a planning tool which you run early in a system conversion project to get an overview about the requirements activities, including tasks related to simplification items. It is highly recommended to run the SAP Readiness Check for SAP S/4HANA in advance of your conversion project to identify any issues you need to consider and activities you need to do in preparation for your project. So for more information, you can access this link here. And one key important aspect are the business functions. The business functions can have the following status: always on, customer switchable, and always off. This results in the following behavior during the conversion. If a business function was switched on in the start release system but defined as switch off in the SAP S/4HANA target release, then a system conversion is not possible with this release. So in other words, you will not be able to perform your conversion if you have a business function that has the state on right now in your ECC system, but you wanted to turn it off in the conversion in your SAP S/4HANA system. So this is only one example that might interfere with your S/4HANA migration. So this is the methodology that SAP wants you to follow in order for you to migrate your SAP ECC system to S/4HANA. But keep in mind that the migration to a new ERP system is not a typical IT project, but rather a functional system change. The implementation is associated with some challenges. Biggest transformation hurdles are existing complex IT landscape, unclean master data, company-specific ABAP code that is not compatible with SAP S/4HANA, creating inconsistent business processes that need to be harmonized before migration. Change management lacked the necessary expertise to develop the right strategy. And the last one, slow or blocked migration process due to individual stakeholders. So yeah, if you want to take a look at my article from LinkedIn, I'm gonna paste the link in the description. As you can see, this method is pretty complex. On one hand, SAP will stop the support for ECC in 2027 with the extended maintenance until 2030. But on the other hand, the migration process it's very complex and you will need a lot of resources allocated for this activity to take place. I hope that I gave you at least a sense of what this S4HANA migration might look like and how to tackle a bit this migration process. If you want me to deep dive on a specific phase from this migration process, just let me know. Okay, this is the end of the video. I hope you find it informative. Until next time, salutare from Romania.